warehouse. Warehouse.
Which one of your applications were? Unfortunately, one of you has to go home.
Part of the problem
Unfortunately, one. 8,000 bucks.
Yeah, we got one like, honey.
I see those values. I got it.
We won't have to water out there, I don't think, until tomorrow, so.
The only bad thing about that is tomorrow's supposed to be warmer.
Yeah.
Since you need to be extra careful.
Maybe. Would you look at this? Would you look at this? Just a happy kitty. The happy puppy and the happy kitty. Oh! Alright.
Yeah, Jasper, you make a much better door than window.
I played the Oculus boxing game for one match and didn't get my ass completely handed to me. I was 3 away from at least tying, but I did it with a full-blown headache. Not smart. Could be heat-related stress illness. I hope not, because that don't make any sense. I will walk between 12 and 14 miles a day in 90-degree heat.
But you drink water more often.
Not a problem.
What?
I go out and I work 3 days in the sun yesterday with a weed whacker, and not 3 days. 3 hours in the sun yesterday with a weed whacker, and then like freaking 2 hours today with a weed whacker, clippers, getting blackberries and grass trimmed down, and motherfucker, I get a headache? It don't make sense. I hate being human. Used the weed whacker out front and in the back. Tried getting it back behind the thornless blackberries that we've got. Yes, I made sure. Okay.
Okay.
I didn't even.
I asked, okay, is because that on occasion we do get that occasional fucking poisonous plant that pops up. And I don't know exactly what would cause.
Hey, I am not that ugly, Autismo.
It's possible, okay,
Mother.
that something. I'm not saying you're actively trying to eat the shit that you're cutting, but it might have got on your clothes.
I got it fucking mixed up. Actual Kurt, I am not that ugly. Autismo, my apologies.
We don't know what this other guy looks like.
Shape of You. I don't have a good singing voice, sir.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You make me smack you.
Sheeran Ed. I used to have a really good, I think it's Ed off of Ed, Ned, and Eddie impersonation. And then I hit puberty, and then I just got an octave lower, but I still sound like a teenager, which pisses me off.
Sometimes act like one too.
I swear to fucking God. Listen, I'm not the one trying to start shit tonight.
I'm just making comments.
Oh God, Noah. Sharon Ed. Oh, fuck. Oh, well, I gotta go and take care of the other animals. Fucking ridiculous. I am so concerned. I don't know what is the difference. I'm so lost. Yeah. One is a superhero and the other is a command. I You go straight to jail. Straight to jail. We might try lifting weights tonight. I don't know, guys. Oh, fuck. Took me long enough. All right. Whew. My neighbor is kind of a bad husband to his wife. There's a lot of tit for tat going around with that. I see a lot of deranged posts on TikTok about women who are openly bad wives to their husband, and then husbands who are actively caught being bad husbands to their wives.
I hate how one side always gets blamed. It goes both ways.
No, there are some cases where one side is overreacting to the other. Like, this is what gets me about it, is a lot of times one side forgets that the other side is allowed to be human and have emotions. My old relationship that I used to be in with the bitch that killed her, well, can't call her a bitch, the person that killed her brother, because that's still in trial. I don't want to, I feel like giving her a little bit of benefit of the doubt, because I still cannot imagine somebody that had OCD to the level that she did killing her brother. But in any case, she had this issue with realizing that she was dating somebody that had real human emotions and might get upset over things or confused over things. Ultimately, yeah, she did kill her brother. Just saying.
Yeah, a little bit of concern.
Ow!
Holy shit!
What happened?
I accidentally stepped on his paw. Are you okay?
Yeah, bro. I mean, don't get me wrong. He should understand that we're giants, and he needs.
Are you
to be
okay?
careful, but like,
Are you okay? Hey, baby.
he's like, dude, what the?
You fine? You want to go sniff the fan? Want to go sniff the fan?
Is this where we start singing the Lion King song?
Hacienda!
Perfect.
I want some pizza! It's the Italian version. I think Red's sick of your shit, Noah. You okay, sweetheart? My little ginger baby. Aww. Okay. Aww. Do I still smell funny? Look at this. I think I had some catnip growing out there or something. Look at this weird behavior. Hey. Alright, let's get you down to the ground. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Okay. Now. Okay, I need to do some catching up. Hey, Adam Pascal. No, Red, what he's saying is the person who told him to act this way toward women was married. Something tells me this is going on in the southern portion of the United States. Just saying. Yeah. Let's be nice, please. Alright, so let's get going taking care of some of these creepy crawly critters. My biceps are already pretty sore after using the weed whacker so much. It's weird that using a weed whacker that like weighs, I swear to God, 15 pounds, make your arms feel more sore than when you're curling 50-pound weights. Granted, I used it for like freaking a total of 6 hours the last 2 days. All right. This.
Do you see that? Noah's dating Red.
Noah's dating Red? What? Well, that's a good place to start. Talk about building a strong relationship. So this right here is a Vietnamese centipede, and apparently the environment... No wonder I was fucking having heat stroke. It was probably 78 to 79 degrees in here when I was throwing hands. I sat down and I was still sweating like crazy. So this critter right here loves to have it humid. It is typically found in rainforests across the globe, though it is called the Vietnamese centipede. They are deemed insectivores, but they will eat a variety of different things. We have learned recently that this little critter likes to get its water off of the side of the cage. Now, I don't like the calcium buildup on the sides. I don't. It drives me nuts. But if she likes to drink off the side of the cage, then by all means we'll let her. A healthy animal makes for a happy individual. Uh-oh, it's Alf. And of course, Mystic's number one again. Lordy. Look at that critter. Now, you don't want to go in there and try to get handsy with this particular animal. As a matter of fact, let's just say any venomous critter that you've got, you probably don't want to go, let me see if I can tickle it. No, that's a bad idea. Especially with this little guy, you will likely be going to the hospital. Not because you're going to die, but because of the fact that you're going to want to die. This critter has a venom that will make you just not want to be here anymore. Okay? I like filling a spray bottle with cherry Coke and... Alf, the only time I play Pinky and the Stinky is when I clean out my belly button with my pinky finger.
Or if the toilet paper's leak.
Oh, fuck, that hurts. Because I keep forgetting to trim my goddamn fingernails. There's nothing more traumatizing than your fingernail going through the toilet paper and you giving your back door a nice, hearty scratch. It's like when you sneeze and fart at the same time. It's unnatural! No, that is disgusting. Oh, yeah. That shit right there will give you one hell of a bad day. Luckily, in most cases, it's too fucking big to go into your ear. Like, that just ain't gonna fit.
Wait, what?
He said that's one big bad earwig.
Oh, now I see it. I thought you were still talking. Never mind.
Yeah, Lotus, on both counts. Both the finger going through the toilet paper and the cat licking the belly button. You need to set some fucking boundaries with your animals, my dude. Set some fucking boundaries. Like I had to do with my cat.
You're just lucky you quit. You didn't care about boundaries.
Fucking my poor nipple.
I wanted you to get a nipple piercing.
No, what he wanted was fresh milk. And I ain't fucking lactating, you little furry bastard. Why are you admitting this, Noah? What? Why? I'm. I'm entirely curious as to why you feel the need to share this with the class.
Oh, honey.
Yeah, I see. The baby kitty. Jasper. Jasper. What you doing? White puppy with the white kitty. What are you doing? Oh no. Oh no. No. I do not appreciate you coming in here and doing your own set of poetry about shenanigans that don't actually happen, sir. None of that ding dong, ping pong, King Kong shit to the crack of dawn. Okay, no. No. While having a sing song fucking time. Every day, bitch. It's Alex. No, that is not poetry like me. No. Actually, I do have poetry, but hopefully I have. Let's see here. Okay, let's see here. Oh yeah, I have one about a horsefly. There you go. Whew. So buckle up, because that's happening after the fourth critter tonight. Hell Jumper 94. Alright, so these next tarantulas that I'm going to be showing you no. What the fuck? Yeah, it was probably that sloth one, wasn't it? What gets me is you hear the ridiculous shit that Alf says, right? You hear the ridiculous shit that Alf says. He don't get banned. But God forbid somebody starts talking about cooking up in this bitch. People start getting their comments taken down by YouTube. Not gonna even joke about it. That shit happens. It's ridiculous. Fucking wild motherfucking bots running this shit. Alright, so the next animal that I'm going to show you guys, or animals that I'm going to show you guys, are the Monosyntropus balfouri, which are one of those species of tarantulas that can actually live as a communal and can live as a collective without constantly trying to eat each other. Now, generally speaking, when you're keeping tarantulas, you don't want to keep tarantulas together in the same cage because tarantulas, in general, are construed as cannibalistic. There are only, I think, 3 or 4 species out there that are not so. And like 2 of those species have a tendency of still showing signs of aggression. That is so fucking cute. Aww.
He's like,
ow! Go on a fucking diet. You just stepped on my big toe. He's a kitty.
tomorrow we're doing steaks and
Door.
peanut poppers.
All right. Now first, I want to make sure that both of these little critters are not trying to make a break for it. The male has a hard time climbing up smooth surfaces because he is like 6 fucking years old. So.
On Tuesday, I'm gonna do a little bit of grocery shopping.
Reminds me, when were we gonna do some more monsters?
Look at that. So that is our female. This is the male. You can actually see the difference between the female, which has a lighter complexion in the carapace, the abdomen, and the first section of legging, and the male, which is darker all around. What's he doing right now? What's who doing? This guy? He's just existing. He is so old, I would be surprised if he ever gets her knocked up. This critter right here is likely going to be around for like 20 years. What?
You just now finished.
Yeah,
food
he
and
did.
demanding more.
This critter is far older than they expected him to be. This is usually one that lasts like 5 years.
Are you sure?
Look at that.
We'll go in there and we'll eat it for like fucking day.
Yeah, we don't celebrate.
Okay, well, that is enough. Now you're being obnoxious to be obnoxious.
We don't celebrate International Women's Day the same way that what is his name? Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds. On International Women's Day, we don't do that shit.
Yeah, he's no fun.
I refuse to get pegged. I do not identify as a Democrat.
No, you're a snowflake.
Hey!
Sorry, liberal. Is that better?
I fucking swear to God. I'll spray you, I swear to God.
I'm just wondering when he's going to realize that as he gets older, one of the things that his doctors are going to have to do for him is corners.
Fucking shit. There's such things at this age. That is a no-no! I had enough of the bend and cough. Then I was in jail, okay? I do not need a gloved hand going anywhere near my no-no square. No, thank you! Hey, Helljumper94. Welcome to the chaos. All right, I'm gonna see. I'm not making any promises. I'm gonna see if my biceps are willing to curl weight today. I do not want to rupture a bicep. That is not fun. One of my favorite content creators on Facebook and TikTok. He was big on like workout videos and dressing. He's a bald dude, has like a goatee type thing. It's a really nice dude, right? Except he ruptured his bicep multiple times. And I'm just like, no. So we'll see. That being said, the weight that I'm working with is literally fucking 50 pounds. So did somebody just come out of the bathroom?
Hi.
Honey, I can smell it from here.
What happened to the spray stuff?
From what it smells like, it went into the toilet. Oh, you're talking about the...
Don't make me get you another chip of death.
That is disgusting. All right. It's plastic. Duchess, why are you looking at me like that? Her favorite thing now is to give you the sad puppy dog eyes when there's no reason for it. And then you gotta guess why the fuck she's sad. Because usually when dogs do that, they're in trouble for something. So I'm just like looking at her, looking around, trying to see if there's anything new she might have dragged out of the garbage. Sometimes I gotta go and see if she got into the litter box. Traps and triceps. Brock Lesnar in no time. Well, my favorite push-up thus far is the decline push-up. I can do between 32 and 36 of those on my first set. And I ended last time with 162 in 6 sets of decline push-ups, which is where you have your feet up on something. So, six. Seven. Starting out on the low end. Thank you. Started off with standard push-ups, and then we moved up from there. I think we're going to have lower numbers today, but that's fine. Like I said, I was using that weed whacker 3 hours yesterday, about 2 hours. Well, weed whacker was about 30 minutes today. The lawnmower was about an hour. You think it was like 4 hours? Alright. So. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7. Whew. All right.
Hey, hon, would you want to do that?
What?
Meatless Sundays?
I would rather become a weekend warrior. Sounds pretty cool.
Well, he was mortified when he found out when you guys were in California. My meals didn't include meat.
I'm still mortified. 7 KB. Alright. Okay. Huge props. The heat is no joke, even for you Oregonians, LOL, so take that into consideration as well. It was only 85 yesterday. That's no big deal. What? Wasn't it? Might have been 80.
Today was like 85.
Yeah. Felt pretty cool though. Today, I went to go and start using the weed whacker on the blackberry vines. You know, blackberry vines that are like this thin. Not a problem. You just take it a little slow. Eventually you'll chop it in half. There were blackberry vines that were literally this thick. The weed whacker just gave up, threw up one half of the string. Just gone. I'm like, all right, fine. So I went and I got my spade fork. Well, actually, it's straight up a pitchfork. And I went and got myself my hand trimmers. And I just went in there. I would snip the base of the plant using the pitchfork to hold back the briars so they weren't poking me as much. I only got nailed twice. And then I'd snip about 5 of them. And then I would take the pitchfork in, grab the vines, and just scrape them across the ground into the pile. I got about 5 to 6 feet cleared into what used to be a little thicket of holly that we have out back. Like, jeez. All right, so this next critter, first of all, I'm going to make sure she's not molting. This next critter is a Theraphosa apophysis tarantula, which is a Goliath pink leg or pink foot, not pink toe, but Goliath pink leg tarantula. And she is definitely pre-molt. She has got the massive booty, okay? She has just got the most junk in her trunk of any of the 8-legged punks that I have and in my collection right now. Almost as much junk as Little B had. So we're gonna go do a little bit of a welfare check on this chick right here. Look at that. One might say she is quite inflated. Look at that in awe. If we humans looked like that, we would be on a television show. So, care for these tarantulas is pretty straightforward. That being said, plenty of people get it wrong and wind up losing their tarantula, especially during the molt process, but sometimes during simple care. Humidity is key. What did Alf say? Yeah, no, that is horrible, Mimi. Do not go and make him feel good about that shit. Stop reinforcing this behavior, Mimi. How dare you? Alright, you gotta increase the humidity. I might go, well, we gotta figure out what kind of glue would be easiest to use. But I'm starting to think that possibly just melting out swaths on the side of the cage and putting up that mesh that we could buy over at, might be the best way to get cross ventilation in there. We just gotta find the right kind of glue to make sure that that shit stays up in there. And then hope to God she doesn't hate her new cage, because if she hates her new cage, well, she'll just start testing boundaries. Oh, my fang can fit through the mesh. Let's see if the mesh can handle my fang. And that's how you get a loose tarantula. And then you get, angry people who live with you just running around the house with a match and some gasoline. Or your 9mm, because you got a facehugger sized tarantula now running around the house. Now, alright. Oh, sorry, child. I know that was very stressful. Generally speaking, when you are trying to move your tarantulas, your animals around, you don't want to jostle their cages too much, because tarantulas and other insects tend to utilize vibrations to pick up on whether there is a ne'er-do-well around, something that they don't want to deal with, a predator, if you would. So if you just sit there and you're just bumping the cage into everything, it's just going to stress your animal out to the point where it's unhealthy. So you got to make sure that you do the right thing. Oh, I don't think she is eating at all anymore, honey. I think we might have gotten...
Are you talking about legs?
No, 'cause I know legs is already pre-molded. You guys saw that booty. Okay, she's already thick. We can't get her no more thick than that without possibly having the tarantula explode, okay? So, yeah, no more food in her cage. Just gonna let her do her thing until she finally flips over and slips out of her old clothes. That sounded sexual, my bad. This is the child that we're talking about right now. This is Ducky. Ducky is a green bottle blue female. We have multiple female species in our collection, which is great. For those that don't know, female tarantulas are ultimately what you want to have in your collection because they tend to last longer. And if at some point you want to evolve what you're doing into breeding, the females are where the money's at. The males typically cost less. They also don't live very long in comparison to the females, but we've already covered that. So unless somebody wants it covered again, but as you can see, there are multiple crickets running around the cage, which indicates that she is no longer eating. Let's see if we can get a backside view of this little critter. Surprised we only got 5 likes. Come on, guys. Yep, there it is. Whoop! Okay, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. I am so sorry, child. So sorry. Did not mean to scare you. She is not having it. Whew. I think she thought that I was trying to come up her tunnel and set her hole. That would have been so much fun. Let's go and increase the humidity a little bit. Looks like the prey items have eaten all of their food. Do. I'm wondering. Okay, so it is just that the comments stagnated. That happens sometimes. Toss some food in there. Hopefully it doesn't mold. Okay, guys, you're gonna have to give me a second. I'm going to find an image to run with the poem that I wrote. Okay, I will be right back. Get out of his cage. Ah, shit. I'll be right back, guys. Here we go. Now. Ta-da! I've got my green screen. Good shit. 407. Sit tight. Close this one. President insects only elected directly. Gender. So it's not able to. Okay, here we go. Let's see if I can do this without reading it all the way through. Hey, sugar daddy durs. You wanted more poems to adore, so I scored one with rapport seldom ignored. Sit tight, because this one might bite if it's the right sex, because these insects only elect to directly affect victims when they're the correct gender. So, if it's not able to grow eggs, it won't go to bestow woe. Though, if any show where I go, I'll land a blow owed. Over contention, the aforementioned pest gets, as my intention is prevention, and not paying attention to whether it's a male I assail or a female out to make me wail. I'll prevail and send it through the veil when I nail it with a potter pail. Blood is more than a vice for these insects that slice for a nice bit of blood to sacrifice to entice egg growth that will suffice in raising generations of bug-seeking alleviation from starvation, fighting populations of mammals in various nations, creating agitation, and thus the retaliation of those in my situation. Some grab these drab critters and collab with predators who stab these monsters out to nab a dab from some Brandon or Bab. In the end, I intend to send these flies that tend to offend to meet an end that I won't pretend would extend to animals elsewhere that may scare. None shall share in the spectacle prepared as these flies dare to cause me despair as I tear through weeds I swear pop out of thin air. There we go. So these guys are horseflies. I have seen my fair share of these bastards while I was working up Coal Creek Road in Scappoose. You see, my client at the time kept ordering fresh manure from various sources that she had mixed in with mulch, and from the manure, I swear to God, came this shit right here. This bullshit that you see before you right here has nailed me with a bite more than any stinging sumbitch I've ever dealt with. These guys right here literally bite you to utilize your blood to feed the eggs that they are later going to lay. The males do not partake in this shady behavior. It is just the females. These guys right here were the bane of my existence back in the day. It got so bad at one point that I would get paranoid if anything flew by me, because I would just assume it was this shit right here. What diseases do they... That's a good question. As a matter of fact, that did not come up in my research. Where is my...
This whole experience was super fun. It makes me kind of want to go explore my own grocery store a bit more.
I've got it. Just close it up. My tablet is being slow as shit. All right.
This grocery store is massive. Here we go. 3, 2,
Okay, come on.
Yellow mustard is like 20 different types. Yellow mustard, $4,000 on the app. Cooling wrap. I'm choosing by the aisle, kind of grab the cooling wrap.
Okay, it did not register the space bar.
Finding a 30-ounce can is going to be impossible. I'm not in the corner.
And there we go. Oh, okay, so horseflies are not typically known to transmit serious diseases to humans. However, they can carry and transmit certain diseases to animals, particularly horses. Equine infectious anemia, EIA, a viral disease that can be fatal to horses. Trypanosomiasis, some bullshitosis, a parasitic disease that can cause severe illness in horses. Anthrax, a bacterial disease that can be fatal to horses and other animals. Diseases transmitted to humans rarely. Tularemia, a bacterial infection that can cause fever, chills, and skin lesions. I don't even know how. Loiasis, a parasitic infection that causes swelling and pain in the eyes and skin. It is important to note, says Google, that the risk of transmitting these diseases to humans is very low. Horsefly bites are typically painful and annoying, but they are not usually a major health concern. However, if you are bitten by a horsefly and experience any unusual symptoms such as fever, swelling, or pain that does not improve, it is recommended to seek medical attention, as it is with anything, generally. Holy cow. Right? We are inevitably going to go and start selling merch online. I want to start by selling my wife's creations first because they are smaller. I think easier to ship out. My wife's rolling her eyes right now. Oh, what am I doing? It needs to get off of that. Look who's out! Alright. I'm going to turn her cage so that we can see this a little bit better. Stay out, baby girl. Pretty sure the people would love to get a look at you before we go and move on. We do appreciate that. All we got to do is figure out how much shipping was going to be. Look at that. That is our female green bottle blue. Absolutely stunning. What? Maybe, yeah. But is it going to be hard enough to take out of the mold? We will. Oh, we will. So that is Ducky, our female green bottle blue. I cannot wait to find her a male. I cannot wait for babies. The two species that we want to work on getting bred, the green bottle blues and the Monosyntropus balfouri. Anything else in the collection is going to be fucking too much. Okay? Especially the Lasiodora parabona and the Theraphosa. Yeah. Those two, the Theraphos and the Lasiodora, tend to have thousands of babies per clutch. So you go into it thinking, hey, I'm going to sell a few spiders, and then you realize, hey, I got to feed a few thousand spiders. No. No. Monosyntropus balfouri tend to only have like 50 offspring. Okay? Especially in captivity. Green bottle blue might have a ridiculous amount of babies, but they sell and they sell well. You just have to pull the egg sac first before the babies start cannibalizing on each other, because nature is not kind to tarantulas. In any case, we are going to do there's the intro and the outro utilizing the same poem as from the flies, and then we are going to move on with more weightlifting, and then we are going to go take care of more animals. It is, it's 9:29. Okay, this is the horsefly. You wanted more poems to adore, so I scored one with a rapport seldom ignored. Sit tight, because this one might bite, if it's the right sex, because these insects only elect to directly affect victims when they're the correct gender, so if it's not able to grow eggs, it won't go to bestow woe, though if any show where I go, I'll land a blow owed. Over contention the aforementioned pest gets, as my intention is prevention and not paying attention to whether it's a male I assail or a female out to make me wail. I'll prevail and send it through the veil when I nail it with a potter pail. Blood is more than a vice for these insects that slice for a nice bit of blood sacrificed to entice a growth that will suffice in raising generation of bug-seeking alleviation from starvation, biting populations of mammals in various nations, creating agitation and thus the retaliation of those in my situation. Some grab these drab critters and collab with predators who'll stab these monsters out to nab a dab from some Brandon or Bab. In the end, I intend to send these flies that tend to offend to meet an end that I won't pretend would extend to animals elsewhere that might scare. None shall share in this spectacle prepared, as these flies dare to cause me despair as I tear through weeds, I swear, pop out of thin air. Oh, I did it! There. Broke a sweat with that celebration right there. Whew. Literally. In my defense, it is 79 degrees up in here. 79. What?
Is the curtain open into the kitchen?
Yeah?
I noticed when it's closed, it makes a big difference.
Okay, well. Ta-da! Sort of. Critter Micro! Micro? One of my smaller? Alright, so. We are going to lift again. And we are going to go and take care of 2 more animals. And then we are going to lift again and take care of probably 3 more animals. And then lift again and finish it off. Thank you. I had to slow it down a bit. I think that's my biggest problem, is speaking too fast. What the hell? Chicken on Biscuits just donated $10.
I know, I just liked it.
What? That's freaking crazy. Durs has got some competition now. Ew, I'm number 2.
She's actually number 3.
Hell Jumper's number 1. Oh my god. You would think, just spitballing here, But the second somebody donates money, you would think that they would automatically jump to number one. I'm just saying that seems to be the fair thing to do. Okay? Oh, well, then who's number one?
And now you know how our government got corrupted.
I'm only selling my ass a little bit, okay?
A little.
Anyway, it's Jason. Yeah, right. I need to sell these.
Chicken's number one.
Has attention. I'm laying low like a hissing cockroach. Oh my god. By the way, those make terrible feeders. Hissing cockroaches should only be treated as pets because of the fact that their breeding cycles take too long. So you don't want to just go and try to breed those to feed to other animals unless you are in the money. What you want to do is breed those to sell to other people that think that they can be in the money. Once they realize that they're literally feeding off their stock too quickly, it'll be too late for them to learn the lesson. Okay, here we go. Whew. We did have our caffeine and our creatine today. The caffeine's definitely worn off because usually it takes about 6 hours for that to get out of your system. The creatine, however, can last for quite some time because it is a natural substance that we tend to get from meats that we eat. It helps us retain moisture in our cells and somehow gain more muscle mass because of it. I don't question it, it's actually helping. Alright. 1. 3. 4. 5. Whew, how's it going, Jason? Whew. Now, keep in mind my arms are already pretty sore. 1. 3. 4. 5. 6. Whew. My word. Ooh, yeah, that's what you want to feel, though. Hey, Susie. Job searching? I thought you got another job. We're not trying to get to the point where we almost blow out the bicep. That's the thing. I'm also trying not to get another fucking headache. Is that the cold water bottle over there? Excuse me, bro.
My favorite thing about All Stars is watching them cook. They all do it with such grace and fervor.
I'm out of the way. Whew. Well, apparently I might have gotten a little heat-related illness. I have like hangover level headache that keeps coming and going. I took a Tylenol and that's had it subside quite well, but I'm very not happy with my body right now because I'll spend all day walking at work in like 90-degree temperatures, but God forbid I want to do yard work at home. All of a sudden it's too much for my body. My wife says that I didn't take enough water breaks. Who takes water breaks anyway? My goodness.
People who don't want to be sick.
I almost said something. I would have punched myself in the face.
Oh my god, dude.
Yes, now you can punch me in the face.
I am so I would have gotten canceled because of your ass.
Yeah.
Fucking whispering shit over here that's
No. Like I said, clear the air, okay? I did not want to say it. I was just letting you know what popped into my head. And yeah, my mind can be a bit dark sometimes.
Ooh.
Actually, I feel really bad for them. That's insane. Does anybody
30
know what caused that?
It was a tropical depression that stagnated over the land. So it was basically they called it a land-based hurricane.
Well, the question is, did they predict that it was actually going to stall out, or did it just like...
The first time, no. They didn't predict it. The second time, they saw it gearing up again, and they're like, okay, well, now we know what's going to happen. But by the time they called it the second time, it was too late.
Because
The first time...
it overflowed at like 4 in the morning, right?
It overflowed, and it went from standard level to over 30 feet in under an hour. 30 feet of water gain in under an hour in Texas. You got to understand, when you're talking about biblical, like end of times, this is the shit that you would call Sam and Dean for on Supernatural. Because it's fucking supernatural. There is nothing.
Sounds like we need to take a road trip.
Yeah, they're fucking crazy. Hey, Ulysses Reyes. Whew. We're just talking about the whole Texas thing right now. And I don't want to go to the hospital, Susie. Look at her. She is so big. She is so big. Look at that. She is longer than the length of my hand. She is absolutely stunning. Now, this is a New World tarantula from South America, typically found in the Brazilian rainforest. This is a confirmed female. I don't see any more crickets. What?
Do you feed Rex today or tomorrow?
I think it's tomorrow. Oh, well, there's the cricket. Sometimes they don't eat their food, and it dies in their cage. And you gotta take it out of their cage, you gotta put it in the garbage. That's what you gotta do. Yeah, what happened in Texas is heartbreaking.
More like what's happening.
It's fucking crazy. 30 feet in like an hour.
It wasn't over, was it?
No, that's what I know. I could be wrong.
Durr says no, it isn't. It's happened before, just not in a very long time. 30 feet has happened before. Like, that's beyond monsoon season. That's fucking... Somebody went and said the wrong thing in the wrong prayer. And... yeah. Turned on that rain apparatus that was used in California that apparently caused massive flooding there years ago.
Is it Durst in Texas?
Durs, are you in Texas? I think it's Alf that's in like Kansas or something.
He's in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. One of those.
I know it's a Lotus there.
Well, it wasn't from what I understand, the machine that he used was ground based, so it wasn't your typical seeding experiment, which generally utilizes cloud cover, throwing out metal particulates to cause a reaction in the clouds that might draw in moisture, as far as I know. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Are you doing okay, Durs? I'm not sure how close to the whole thing you are, but that's fucking...
You don't think to ask Jason how his dad's doing. I don't know what part of Texas they live in.
Oh, fuck.
Excuse me. I'm not afraid.
There was an entire camp that was in the middle of like having a group of kids there that basically got swept away, and they're still finding bodies. But so that critter that I showed you in the midst of all of this banter, that was a Lacidor parabana, a salmon pink bird-eating tarantula. She is about 2, maybe 3 weeks post-molt. That is a great idea. Child, what are you doing?
Yeah, 30 minutes to create your best noodle dish. Unfortunately, you can only...
This little one had to go to the vet today.
only use ingredients that are available in that garden bin. Yeah, this is called Bear Starts. There are
Hey, baby.
fantastic bins located around the store with awesome,
Please tell me that's chocolate on my shirt.
delicious...
You're not covered in shit again, are you? Okay, that's probably chocolate.
Valid concern.
No, Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, after what happened to you, bro, it's a valid concern.
All sucks. Seriously, I have no idea how many noodle dish I
So the vet said that we need to get not just 1 but 2 litter boxes more to cover the cats.
Well, we could stick with just one.
Yeah.
So we're thinking if we do that, we'll just stick it under my property.
All right. All right. So this next animal is looking comically chunky at this point. It is a Asian forest scorpion. She is looking very, very, very thick. Look at that big girl right there. So these are one of the most commonly found pets out on the market, usually making their rounds through Petco and PetSmart. They are often caught out in the wild, and when brought into captivity, usually they are already pregnant, already adults, and people wind up going on to exotic pet groups on Facebook and asking what they should do because they wind up with like 12, if not more, babies on their hands. I will look but not touch. Yeah, although the good news about this particular species is that it isn't deemed medically relevant, at least its venom's not. The fear that it puts in the hearts of some people, well, that might be considered medically relevant. Now, let's see if we can find I had my black flashlight here yesterday. Now the good news about the Asian forest scorpions is the fact that they cannot climb up smooth surfaces very well, if at all. So, if it's just an Asian forest scorpion that you are keeping, and you don't have any cats or dogs, there's a chance that with a deep enough cage, you can just leave the lid off without any issue. If you're in an area that's prone to earthquakes, things like that, or it's a heavy trafficked area where people walk by consistently, scratch that idea because you don't want it running around the house. Gosh.
You know those big fucking balls that can be blown up and people can be inside of them?
Yeah.
They should have those fucking like blood disasters like that.
Fast fill up? Yeah.
Yeah, but the obviously the ball, the exterior like fabric needs to be strong enough where it doesn't get like punctured because there's a whole bunch of trees and shit.
Yeah.
They're also there, but at least it will keep them above
and if
the water.
If you stand in it correctly, the bottom is going to be, well, obviously on the bottom and your head's going to be out of the hole. But it all comes down to what they deem is practical or not. That to us seems practical. Yeah. Unfortunately, to most billionaires, the only human's life that is worth thinking about is their own. Yeah, the centipede is definitely medically relevant. Some centipedes have been known to actually kill people with their venom. This right here is biofluorescence. It's not bioluminescence. Bioluminescence is where the animal itself creates the glow with their own body chemistry. Biofluorescence is where you need an external source, i.e. UV, to cause a chemical reaction that makes an animal light up. This is an easy way to go out and find scorpions. However, you do need to take into consideration that not all scorpions are going to glow. Scorpions that are within 3 days post-molt aren't going to glow due to the fact that their exoskeletons have not hardened to a point that leave them with this rather interesting genetic trait. Missed you memes? I'm only got top messages. All messages. There we go. By the way, Durs, first of all, I need to get Cash App because that's what Durs uses. He says that Cash App is what he would donate through if he wanted to donate. I will respect you, sir, and I will get Cash App. And I will be picking days in intervals. One day we do Venmo posting up on here. The other day we do Cash App. So if people want to donate, they can. They don't have to, but I really do appreciate it when people do. Durs literally donated like $100. He was the first... More than 100, but like he donated $100 or more dollars and got us our first $140 on YouTube. We do appreciate the donations. We've gotten one cage done for Little Bitch. She is now in a home crafted cage made from a locking lid toad that we melted. We learned some good lessons from that first cage, and we are going to be making the second cage a little bit sturdier, a little less likely to crack. I am not going to look for scorpions. Hello. Well, if you are in an area that has scorpions, it's probably prudent to make sure that they aren't setting up kind of a local breeding area in your home. Let me tell you, now, for me, I would be like over the moon because I spent time in California trying to find them. So if like I walked outside and I took a black light and all of a sudden I realized that I was just like fucking surrounded, by the forest scorpions that we have in the Pacific Northwest, first of all, y'all would hear about it. Because I'd come on here and I'd be like, hey guys, guess what? Look at my new pet. Isn't it cute and cuddly? Look at that stinger. It's fantastic. But I would just be ecstatic. Something smells all of a sudden like freaking canned tuna.
Tomato, both provide a little bit of acid and
Yeah.
sweetness. The rest is startling.
Keep a nose out for electronics.
Still have your own idea of how it should be a really want, and I think the colors are great and everybody wants it.
The cats
I think it really is.
No, they still have a little bit.
But I think because of the pain, and I think it's like pain will be gone, make it good.
The idea of the future.
I need coffee. Yeah, no, that is something you definitely need to pay attention to. I need coffee and a nap. Normally, those don't go in hand, I almost called you daddy. Sugar daddy durs. Now it officially got awkward up in here. Fuck. What?
People with, I think it was people with ADHD, that coffee can be a downer instead of an upper.
Oh.
If I remember correctly.
Okay.
So,
Hey, Claudia. Motherfucking macchiato. It's already 9:55. Oh, it's gonna be a late one. All right. What?
would you rather have an end piece or a middle?
End piece. All right. One. Three. 4. Oh, 5. I'm going now. That ain't gonna sit right for days. That is just... Oh, Lord. See, I picked the wrong part of your online name to read as the one name that I was gonna use in that sentence. And I know Alf is now jealous. Yeah.
Why? Because you call theirs sugar?
No, I call Turs daddy. Oh, hell.
Respond to that one.
I'm gonna need therapy now. For a homeless, that is so fucking gross. What is wrong with you? He's only saying that because he's jealous, by the way. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whew. Okay. Let's move this on over to here. Take care of these animals real quick. Because it's bedtime already. I'm going to have to show them the stuff tomorrow, honey. God, what is that smell? Okay. All right. I have to get Google Translate out again. Alright, here we go. Is it not gonna work? Oh, it's saying update Google. Alright, well, I can't use Google Translate this time. Collared shirt. It is going to be great. It's going to be a little bit backwards when we start selling stuff. We are going, for those that need, or not need, but want a shirt made, we're going to have to get your sizes. And I think we're going to start by selling in standard blue. Evolving into other color variations, but for now we're going to have to stick with one color, I think, of shirt if we're going to be making merch. We know one person wants some. Yeah. So we'll have to go. Did somebody just knock on the door? Hey, Yoan's coming over? So this right here, she's actually kind of got a booty on her now. Is our Brazilian white knee tarantula. She's not in a stress curl, but her legs are fairly close to her body. Good news is, go. Okay. Good news is, it looks like she ate at least 2 of the crickets. Yeah, I want to go and talk with Claudia, but I don't speak Spanish. I need my Google Translator, and it's not fucking working, which is very depressing. Claudia, I'm sorry, but tonight the conversation's going to be in English. In English, yeah. Thank you, Google, for all of a sudden needing to update. Fucking goober. Plus, we've kind of run out of time. Big time run out of time, unfortunately. It is past my bedtime.
No, it's at your bedtime.
Oh, you defecated. I just gave you this clean water. This is after you had that attitude yesterday, you little shit. Fucking make me have to do shit. I don't know what it is about hot water making my hand itch. She has a baboon viper asking if it's venomous. Well, if it's a viper, then I'm guessing yes. Unless it's a false viper. Woo! Fucking, you don't even have urticating hairs, you little fuckstick! What are you flicking at me? Fecal matter? You better put that ass down before we have ourselves another little incident, child. The fuck are you trying to flick at me?
Why would you like to know?
Dookie? Huh? You shooting Dookie at me, sir? I think me and you gonna have a problem. You guys see that?
Nope.
He's trying to kick his derriere hair to put me in despair.
That is
Well, someone is gonna get bit. This right here is a he. He is an adult Lasiosiano sazamai. Used to be called a Pteranopelma sazamai until a fucking scientist decided to get funny. douche canoe. I still hate that scientist. Ciano, or whatever his name is, can go and ingest a satchel of rancid Richards. Okay?
Tasty.
Richards? Honey. No. Like,
Sarcastic. Maybe on Tuesday.
there you go. So this is the guy that squared up on me yesterday, I think. He did not like the fact that I was cleaning a little bit of mold out of the corner of his cage. Yeah, it was. He got super mad, threw up a threat pose. It's an arboreal tropical viper, very nasty venom. I don't doubt it. Here we go. There we are. He's behaving himself this time. I would be thrilled. First of all, if they sent me a huntsman spider, I would give it its own corner of the house.
It would be cool to have one.
Those things are active hunters. They seek out their prey via, I believe, visualization.
I don't think we could, though. They go after the kitties.
Only after they reach adulthood.
Oh.
But actually, technically speaking, spiders don't typically go after large mammals because they're generally on... What?
Did you know that Ducky's out?
Yeah, I showed them.
Okay.
I accidentally kind of enticed her to come out.
Accidentally on purpose?
Well, I tried shining the light up her tunnel, which is exactly what my doctor's going to tell me he's doing when I finally have to go see a proctologist. He's like, I just wanted to scope out the situation. Sir, why are your hands so cold? So this... Oh, is he going to spin around and give us a full side profile? This is a Harpicdira pulchrips male. They are a terrestrial arid species, or arid dwelling species from Africa. They are, of course, old world species, being from Africa, which means, generally speaking, you want to treat them as if they have medically relevant venom. That being said, there's only been one instance where a person has died from a tarantula bite. That person did not die from the venom or from the actual fangs hitting some important body part. It was a bacterial infection that was transmitted on the fang itself. So, cold hands are going to be the least of your worries. Just wait until they feel the aftermath of all those fucking chemical burns I've had back there. They're going to ask me if I drank Drano. Alright. So, now the tarantulas taken care of, we are going to move on to the... How much? We have 22%. We're good. Move on to the roaches. Now, for those that don't know, we actually breed our own roaches. Primarily, at this point... Oh, fuck. Sorry, girl. Again, stop jostling things and dropping things on top of the fucking tarantula cages! It tends to annoy the tarantulas. You're gonna have Vaseline butt. Am I gonna blow bubbles out my booty hole? Is that where this is going? One, two, seems like it's too much for you. He's using two.
3, 4, you're gonna ask for more.
No, no. What in the Alf is wrong with you?
I had to think of something funny to go with it.
The chat wants to see. No, we are not going to go and see. How about this? How about the second to next, or the poem after the next poem will be about botfly. The next poem is going to be about tarantulas. But the
Next
poem
poem's
after.
gonna be about events.
Well, yeah, that's true too. We'll do botfly larvae. And the subsequent removal.
Oh, gross.
Now these are dubia roaches. I'd say dubia don't be alarmed, but because there is actually roach infestations going on in our community, I think anybody coming off of the Columbia County citizens pages are just like, oh my god, burn his house down. So the males have the wings. By the way, these are just dubia roaches. Do not assume that because dubia roaches can be discerned as male and female this way that any other roach species can. That's not the way it works. That is just dubia roaches. Males have wings and narrow bodies. The females have the shiny bodies, oftentimes with
Really?
patterning. And the juveniles
It's okay, baby. Yeah.
tend to be gray. Here. There you go. So we're not going to see it? Yeah, no, we're not doing that tonight. It's already too late to be doing that kind of show and tell. It's probably 10 past my bedtime.
It is 10 past 10.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Called it. Now I feel like I'm not going to get enough sleep tonight. Okay. That's Oliver, get the fuck out of the hair. Wolf.
Oh, he heard that bang.
Yeah, well, people are assholes. There's this magical thing called a calendar, and there's an even more magical thing called a clock. Now, not to sound unpatriotic, but we here in the Columbia County area actually have a noise ordinance that dictates you are not allowed to cause such mayhem after 10 o'clock. It goes against the county rules because the majority of the workforce of Portland lives on the outskirts of Portland. So all the crazy motherfuckers that commute in the morning that need their sleep go to bed like 10 o'clock.
Oliver's like, Daddy.
Those roaches do look tasty. Oliver, no. Okay, I know, you're so scared. You big scared. Oh, you nugget. Come here. Come here. You're okay. You're okay. Stop! Duchess, don't even feign that you're scared. You would go up and grab one of those fucking fireworks with your mouth. I know you would. Alright, honey, while I'm doing this, can you get the cricket out of the alligator lizard's water dish? Maybe.
Where's the phone?
Just use your hand. She's in her den.
Oh, you know what?
She usually runs away when people stick their hands in
I didn't
there.
think of that. I'm just kind of getting calm.
There's some new bug. What did you do?
Yeah, I know. Maybe.
They're still doing it. All right. Oh, I like it when my biceps are sore. So these are orange head roaches. They can be used for feeding animals, but animals typically prefer crickets and or dubias. Orange heads tend to secrete a smell that makes them not particularly attractive to other animals. We have gotten our alligator lizard. Fucking bullshit. We've gotten our alligator lizard to eat a couple of them, but outside of that, she's like, maybe once in a while. All right, Oliver, you're gonna need to move. Oliver, move. Did you put more water in the dish?
You just had to take the bucket out.
Okay, the water needs to be refilled. Did you wash it out by any chance?
Oh, what did you ask me to do?
I asked you to get the cricket out, but I thought you were
That's all I did.
Oh, honey. We can't have dirty water in there. She'll get sick. We did not get her to get her sick. Oliver, getting in the way. Somebody's actually knocking on the door. Oh my God. All right. This kid. What?
The camera went offline at 4.
Are you serious? One last little look at this little girl.
Just be careful, dogs and cats.
She gonna crawl down into her den?
Not just.
That is a green bottle blue tarantula. And by the way, Durs is not joking when he says shit like that. Durs is in the army. And the army. Just calm the fuck down. Durs was in the army. And the army being the army, they decided that they were going to hand out MREs. What did Durs decide to hand out in the armies instead of MREs? Everything he can. Because avoiding the MREs like the plague was worth it.
I think Duchess is trying to figure out where her boyfriend is.
Your boyfriend is grounded.
Oh, did he tear up the couch some more?
Yeah.
Fucking, he has no idea how hard it was to carry that bullshit up them stairs.
That's what I keep telling you.
My brother's dog is a bigger asshole than Duchess.
I think they match each other's assholes, it sounds like. Hi, Lois.
Okay, cool. Again.
Did you take care of the dubious?
Yes, I did. So we're gonna do this, then I'm gonna call it. Oh, fuck.
Holy shit.
Army just fucks with all of us. You know how bad the MREs have to be that people decide they're gonna eat bugs
You
instead?
know they're a grade below dog chow.
Yeah, it's fucked. Especially these days, they're a grade below dog chow.
Starving there.
Alright.
To be fair, I've had some really good ones. I've had some really bad ones.
Oliver, back your head up before you get his hand box in.
He doesn't believe that. Yeah, back in my
Alright, guys. Have a good night. Stay safe. Subscribe. And I better not see you on the news unless it's good news.
I was pissed off when the cigarettes had memories.
Oh, freaking word.
Yeah.